Kevin Samuels' trip to Miami was a huge fail in my opinion. Right now, it seems like he's begging and pleading with black women to choose black men, and he's sounding pathetic and pitiful. But I don't think he realizes it. So he brought in black women who are beautiful, fit, independent, and would probably consider themselves in the top 10% of black women. But Kevin is trying to convince them that they should be open to a relationship with an average black man. But they're going to let him know that that's not what they're looking for, that's not what they want, that's not what they need.
But the bottom line is, here's the ugly reality. You need us. Whether you want to admit it or not, you need us. Because what I hear more often than women today with women is, I can't be around a man, the structure, it's like, if you listen to most women, they're the freest you've ever been, but you sound like you're the most oppressed. You can do whatever the hell you want to. The world is free, you can walk down the street and feel relatively safe. But you gotta understand that you want the children, you said 2 kids. If you want to have an upper class kid, let me give you these numbers. Middle class children, to raise a child from 0 to adulthood is $284,000 a year per child. So you want $500,000 to $350,000 worth of kids. That's 3 kids. The kids you're talking about having $500,000 each. So you want $1 million worth of kids. 2 kids is $1 million. Then you're talking about multiple residences. Where's all this money gonna come from? That's all I'm ultimately saying for everybody. Where is this money going to come from? Or would it be better to learn how to get the fuck along with one another like everybody else has done for the last 10,000 years? Because you can't have it all. I can't have it all. You can't, nobody can. Unless you are rich, unless you are going to be making big money, you cannot have living apart together. There's a term. Where's the money gonna come from?
Kevin Samuels is very good at throwing out numbers as if they're facts, but he never says where he gets his information. Most families who raise upstanding children who go to college and become productive citizens, don't raise them on $1 million each. So with these huge numbers he's throwing out, he's asking where's the money coming from, as if there are a large pool of successful black men waiting in the wings to marry these women. When the fact is, even if these numbers are correct, the money won't be coming from an average black man.
I'm okay with marriage. Marriage isn't the problem. You guys are all under 30. So you've grown up in an area of immediacy, a lot of options. You've grown up in an era where it feels like you have more choice than you really have and more freedom than you really do. There's a lot of structure. And at the end of the day, what you're gonna find is, especially for women, the way nature works, you have to get the bigger parts of your life figured out sooner if you want children. Because life makes choices for women before they make choices for men. You said you didn't feel like you should have to tailor your needs around the man you need.
I want there to be mutual ground and good compromise if I'm in a relationship, which I don't want to be. But if I'm in a relationship, I do want there to be good compromise. However, I want to be able to fully support myself with my goals and what I want to do with my career, to where I'm in the position to where I don't need another person.
Okay.
It would be nice. Having that other person is more like a luxury, like a good thing, like, having ice cream after you just ate dinner. That's what I want it to be like. Not necessarily to need somebody. Okay.
So what do you by age 50, what is your profession? I didn't ask that earlier.
I want to be a producer for.
The worst thing Kevin Samuels wants to hear a woman say is that she's independent and she doesn't need a man. So because this woman said exactly that, of course he has to break her down. And he has to make her believe that she does need a man. She says that she's in the field of anime and she wants to be a producer, and she's striving for a net worth of around $80 million. She will go on to explain that she wants to sell books. She's an illustrator and her favorite artist has a net worth of $80 million. And that's what she's striving for. Now, even if she falls way short of that goal, and builds a net worth of only $20 million. That's still a huge accomplishment that most people won't even dream of. But what Kevin Samuels doesn't understand is that a person's net worth and their annual salary are two different things. But he doesn't seem to get it. So of course he has to try to knock her off her pedestal and knock her dreams down to average.
Anime and cartoons.
Like One Punch?
Dragon Ball Z,
Yeah.
One Punch, I want
Yu-Gi-Oh.
to be producing my own books
Okay.
and my own anime, but I illustrate, so I want
Okay.
animation.
Yeah. At the height of your career, what do you anticipate you'll be earning annually?
The height of my career and what I can do.
What do you anticipate?
Annually?
Not probability, not probability, not possibility, probability.
Okay, I don't know about annually, but I know what I can say. I know that I'm anticipating my net worth to be at least $80 million.
80 million.
Yeah. My favorite
80
producer,
million.
my favorite artist for manga and anime, Yumiko Tadashi, she's worth $80 million, and that's my goal.
Okay.
So
80 million.
that's what I thrive for.
Uh huh. And what is the average?
The average, like anime,
Uh huh.
30 million or more.
No, the average annual salary.
No, net worth. That's why I said I don't know about
Okay.
annual.
Well, the thing is, you have before you get in. Okay.
Yeah.
We always when we can look at the outliers. But what would your proper title be in your job? What would be your profession?
Well, I don't.
Would you?
This word for it is but mangaka.
Manga what?
Mangaka. That's what it's called. It's like someone who makes manga, comic books, and anime. It's called mangaka. I don't know the Japanese word. I don't know. Anime producer.
Manga, anime.
Mangaka.
But there's a job title, anime producer.
Yeah.
All right. So we can always point to Jeff Bezos and everybody else like that. Top earner, the average is 58,987. It's the average for a manga, for anime producer salary. It's the average. The 75th percentile is 61,000. The lower 25% is 36,000. Top earners, they're talking about the top 10% is 100,000. Big gap from 80 million net. That's ridiculously, infinitesimally small. It happens, but just like Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, and all these people, what is the average? Because that's the only thing you can really plan on. Because I don't want to get into your personal, but is anybody here earning over 6 figures annually? Okay. So the likelihood of going from here to high 8 figures is negligible. It's possible, but it's also possible to get rich by hitting the lottery and Powerball. And for you, in your particular case, not wanting to need anybody, it's going to become a matter of ultimate necessity. You have to live off of what you earn. What you're talking about doing puts you right in line with the average middle class American, being able to live roughly paycheck to paycheck. No real savings, having little to no cushion.
That's what investment is.
But you can only invest what you earn. See, oftentimes when I talk to people, especially when I talk to women, I hear how they anticipate getting money. It's some sort of entrepreneurialism through real estate or stocks or crypto. And that's just more Jack and the Beanstalk. It requires input currency. You can't make money from investments without having the money to put into it. Where's the money going to come from?
Investing in stocks, real estate, owning their own business, all of these ideas are very attainable if that's what they want to do. A person can easily invest in stocks with little money. And did he state why Black women can't enter into or invest in real estate? This is how people grow their net worth. Judging by this conversation alone, do Black women really believe this man has any interest in giving them sound advice, when all he's doing is throwing them under the bus to entertain and keep Black men watching? Kevin Samuels' entire message is fraudulent. misleading, and makes no sense. Even if all these women decided to give up their careers and be everything that black men want them to be, they still are not going to marry them. This is what the facts and data show, and this is what Kevin Samuels knows.
There's only one way to keep score with what men do, by who they marry. All men will have sex with all of y'all. They'll tolerate all of you. They'll smash. But wife you? Hell no. Most men will be like, because what can a man do about a situation that's outside of his control?
The small 13% of black women who marry black men file for divorce at an 80% rate. So while you believe you want to be married to a black man, stats show a large percentage end up unhappy and wanting to get out. So where Kevin Samuels may be a good salesman, a snake oil salesman will sell you something that ends up being something else entirely. And to Kevin Samuels, stop begging black women to settle for low-value black men. Concentrate your efforts on black men again and help them be better and do better. That's the only way black women will come.